Hey guys, welcome back to One All's Pub. Well, in all the excitement over my last couple knife acquisitions, the Spyderco Domino from, I don't know, about a month or so ago, and now just earlier this week, my Chris Reeve large Sebenza 21 in Singo, this little knife kind of got overlooked, and I wanted to do an initial impressions video of it as well. This is the Kershaw Cryo II. I got this for my birthday from a good friend of mine a few weeks ago, and it's a great little knife. It's the bigger version of the the smaller Cryo. It's about, I think it's like 5.5 ounces, or a little over 5 ounces. I can't remember the exact specs. You know, it feels heavy. It's an all stainless knife. It's got that titanium nitride coating on it. Speed assist. That's not my favorite feature. If I could de-assist it, I would. I don't think that's possible. The friend that gave me this, he has the original Cryo. And we opened that up and took that apart in hopes that we could de-assist that one. And it doesn't have a detent in there, so you could take the spring out, but then the flipper wouldn't fire for anything. So we put it all back together, and I suspect this one's made the same way, so I probably won't even bother taking it apart to do that. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of assisted knives, mainly because you're just fighting them constantly, and I always feel like they're just wanting to spring out of my hand. This one, however, isn't so bad. It goes clear down to there before you actually hit the resistance of the assist. So from there to there, it's actually not too bad. So as you're trying to open or close this guy back up, you get to there, and then it's actually a pretty easy close. So as far as spring assist knives go, this one is not bad. If they were all this way, maybe I wouldn't have as much of a beef with them. But on a bargain price knife like the Cryo and the Cryo II, they're obviously not going to spend a ton of money on the pivot and coming up with fancy ball bearing systems or anything like that to make a really good flipper out of it. This is this is an economy knife, and the speed assist is a natural choice for this. So, but let's get to the knife a little bit here. Again, like I said, it's all stainless. It's titanium nitride coating. It's got a nice, it depends on what you read. I've read on on like Blade HQ's website and whatnot that it's supposed to be 3¼ inches long. Or excuse me, yeah, 3¼ inches long. But on the package that I got, this said 3 3/8. So give or take 1/8 of an inch, I guess. Overall, has a real nice ergonomic feel to it. I mean, really nice. Ergonomically, it feels all. And if you look at this handle, you can see it too. It looks, and in the hand, shape-wise at least, feels a lot like a zero tolerance 0550. I used to have one of those, and this is very similar in hand. It's thinner, but as far as just the handle shape, I mean, it's very similar. It's got nice, Hinder-esque jimping right here on top. Very similar, to the XM18 and the 0550 and whatnot. Bite's nice, not too aggressive, but just a good bite. Hand fits in here really nice. It's got this nice little gentle sloping drop that really I find to be extremely ergonomic. This is a great feeling knife in the hand. I mean, this is a great feeling knife in the hand. Blade-wise, it's 8CR13 MOV, the ubiquitous Chinese steel that Kershaw uses. It is what it is. It's not a bad steel. It gets a lot of bad press just because it's used on a lot of knives and a lot of low-end knives. But frankly, it's a decent steel. It really is. It takes a nice edge. You can polish this edge up really nice. This is still the factory edge. I haven't touched it, but you can polish 8CR13 up really nice on something like the Wicked Edge or the Edge Pro Apex. And it'll take a Wicked Edge too. And it doesn't last as long. But you know what? Keep your knife. If you're like me, you don't let your knives get real dull anyway. It's not such a bad deal. You can, this is easy to maintain steel. So, on an economy price knife like this, this is what you expect. So, I really don't have a problem with 8CR. So, it as expected, and will serve me just fine. I'm sure. You see, it's also got the Hinder lock bar stabilizer here, which is cool. Functions as both an over travel stop this way and also this way, just like on on all their other Hinder design knives. It's 4-way positionable clip. I still have it set to tip down, which is not my preference. I actually want to set it to tip up. But my little Husky tool here that I used to do that kind of stuff. The end of the number 6, which is what these screws are, the end of the number 6, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it is, you probably can't see it. It is pretty chewed up, and I just need to go buy a new one. Need to go to Home Depot and spend the $5. All the other bits are fine in it, but that, if I could just buy that bit alone, I guess I would, but I'm not sure I can. But it's chewed up enough that I can't get those screws out without stripping it, so I need to make a run to Home Depot. So I've just been living with it in tip-down configuration for now. Again, not my preference, but not the end of the world. It is nice deep carry, and even especially it's really deep carry on the tip-down position. And tip-up, it actually will be even better, in my opinion. It'll loop around to about there, and you'll just have about that much sticking out, which that to me is about optimal. I just like to have just a skosh sticking out of the top, and that'll be really nice. Overall, just a really nice knife. I like the small one. I don't own a small cryo. I think I'm going to get one now, though, after having this. Like I said, my buddy's got one, and it's a neat little knife. It's a little smaller than I typically, would have need for. It just kind of falls in that no man's land of size where I don't really find myself. It's too small for a secondary EDC for me, and it's too big for secondary EDC and too small for a primary. But that said, since I get this, I think I'll probably get it just to kind of complete the pair. They're just well designed. It's got it just looks like a hinder. It feels like a hinder in the hand. It's all around. I really enjoyed this knife. This is a great economy line knife, and I think Kershaw's going to have a lot of success with this one. I think it's going to be a big hit. I've not held in my hand the thermite yet, but I've seen pictures of it, and I think this is a more attractive knife just visually. The thermite's got the real straight handle on it, and this has kind of that classic hinder drop. And ergonomically, I think this, again, I haven't actually held the thermite, so I can't say this for sure. But to me, it seems like this is going to be a much more comfortable knife. It sure feels great in the hand. I mean, it really does. Matter of fact, let me here we go. Let me break out its cousin here, the Hinder XM18, and you can see all kinds of family similarity here. Look at that. If this had a Spyderco grind on it, or this was a spear point, these things would really come across extremely similar. But as it is, you can certainly see that. And if I had still had my 0550, you'd see it even more. Ergonomically, the XM18's got that same kind of dropped, butt end of the knife that you see here. And I really find that extremely comfortable, and I really like that ergonomically. I just love the way that fits into a hand. But you can see these are definitely made by the same person here, or designed by the same person. And maybe I'll put it this way, so you don't, because that makes that cryo look awful small, and it's really not. This is the angle that makes it smaller, so I'll put it in front to give it a little bit truer representation. The XM18 is a little bit bigger, obviously, and made by Hinder himself and with better materials, titanium, and this one's a 20 CV and whatnot. But you can see the Rick Hinder design all over this thing, and that's going to make it a big seller, number one. And I think this size actually will make the Cryo II a hit for Kershaw. It really feels good in the hand. Looking forward to carrying this guy. This is going to be a good beater knife to have, and just while still being very comfortable and stylish, and a cool knife that you can pull out and people will want to see it and they'll want to hold it, and you get this in your hand, you like it. It's just at least I do. So anyway, that's kind of my initial impression of it. It's a cool knife. I think Kershaw's got a hit on their hands here. Another Hinder-inspired hit, or designed hit. Anyway, that's 1 all 2 cents. Keep the change. Sláinte.